Good day, my yogi students. Today it's all about props. So, as I'm talking to you, there are some things that you're going to need. So, if you can be getting that, whatever you need to do, I tried to give you heads up yesterday what you needed. But if you have a wall mirror, we're going to be using that. It is a prop. If you don't have a strap, if you have a scarf, a towel, a rope, you'll need that. You'll need a pillow, any type of pillow. We're going to use that. You'll need a chair and you will need a blanket. So be getting that as I'm talking to you if you have not, because we're going to do some fun things with it. But I want to read a little bit. First of all, yoga props, there is numerous. I'm going to name 15 of them today. But what are they basically? They support your yoga practice. They enhance it. And let me just read a little bit here. Yoga props are in objects that help you stretch, strengthen, balance, relax, or improve body alignment. They can be used to enhance your pose, get more relaxed in a pose, and it makes it more accessible. It can also be used to challenge a pose. So I'm going to name these, and then we're going to go and do actually some things with some of the props. So the first prop is probably one of the most important props is a good yoga mat. Okay. It supports your practice. There's all different types of mats, but usually it's a non-skid type mat. That's why we say don't usually wear socks unless they're a certain type, because when we get into our poses, we don't want to slip. So that mat that's a non-skid is very important. We also have what's called a transformer type of mat. And with that mat, it's more for relaxation. It's these mats don't cost that much, but the transformation ones, they're like a pillow cushion, and those can run you up to $300 or $400. But a non-skid mat you can get at Target, Walmart. Yoga studio is going to cost a little bit more, but maybe you can get one for maybe like $10, $15. So the next one that we're going to talk about is the block. So this is a block, and we're going to be doing some things with it. You're going to maybe be using a book. They also, for certain poses, you can actually use a brick. It's kind of shaped like a brick. And we'll get more into it, but there's different types of blocks. There's ones made out of cork. They are ones that are different shapes. There's some that are egg-shaped. They are, again, not that expensive, and you can just use a book or something in place of it. And then we have our yoga strap, which we're going to be playing with today, or you'll have your scarf or your towel. We also have a yoga blanket. So the yoga blanket can be used in restorative yoga. It can be used to lay on top of you, and so that you're warm and relaxed, and maybe cover your eyes. It can be used as support under your neck, under the low back, or under your knees. And it also can support you in some poses. So, for example, a lot of you may have been, when you do the pigeon pose, which is like this, you may not be able to get down into it. You may be up like this. So you can take that blanket and you can put it there. Usually it's this type of blanket that's like the Mexico type woven blanket that is the best for the practice. It's typically used. Let's see, we've got your chair that you can use. We'll do a few things with that today. And then the wall we talked about. We also have music. Music is a prop in yoga. Music can soothe you. It can relax you. It brings out that sense of sound. There's incense. So incense are used a lot of time in yoga practice. This one's a lavender, and that scent is more of a calming scent that they use. They also use essential oils. So you might go to a yoga studio or yoga class. It's more of a restorative type class. And the yoga instructor may ask you if it's okay. Maybe you're in quartz pose and your eyes are closed. they'll say to you, is it okay if I put some essential oil maybe on your temples? And if you're not comfortable with that, you're going to cross your arms on your stomach because everybody's going to be eyes closed. So if you're not comfortable with them doing that, or you're allergic to the scent, whatever it may be, then you don't have to have that scent put on. But for example, peppermint is energizing scent. There are all different types of senses that come out with the smells. We also have a bell. A lot of times when we're doing meditation, we'll actually just ring that bell to signify that the meditation practice is over. Candles can be very important, not only because of the light, but because of the color. So this is a blue candle that I have back here, and that can be very soothing for your practice. It may help you have a focal point for your practice. You may meditate and just, watch that candle and the flame flicker, that being your focal point. These candles here, the different colors, again, red is more of an energizing type of color. It kind of relieves depression and things like that. And then the green is more of an energizing or harmony type of color that you can use. We also have what's called a mala. So a mala looks like this, and it's 108 beads, and it's used for meditation. So you would be maybe sitting in your easy seated position, and you would take your thumb and your pointer finger, and you would say your mantra as for each beat. So that means you would repeat that mantra 108 times. So you would be holding that in your seated position, and thumb and finger, you would go 108 times with your mantra, okay? Also, too, we have an eye pillow. So an eye pillow, it could be scented, which mine is. It's a lavender scent, but that is another way to, you're just putting that over your eyes. The heaviness is calming, it's relaxing. Again, more of what we would call restorative yoga practice that we would use that in. Let's see, what else have I not covered? We also have bolsters that could be round. This could be a pillow and or a bolster that can be used. And again, you could use it more of a restorative type practice. There are the longer bolsters that you can use, and you can lay on it. It's a long ways. There's different shapes that they have. Let's see. We have toe socks that we use in yoga practice. So I have two different types here. This one actually has the toes in it for each toe so that you can separate your toes. In yoga practice, we use the muscles in our toes and we try to separate them and root them in. And of course, it's a non-skid bottom so that you're not going to slip with that. And then I have another pair here where the toes are, they're cut off, so your toes are out so that you can actually grip with it, like so. So this is a toeless one. It's cut open, and again, it has that skid bottom. We also have yoga gloves that can help you with your balance poses, again, gripping and at that non-skid surface there. Oh, this was the one I was saying, more of a bolster-like, that you could be in child's pose and you could relax onto the pillow. Let's see here. I think we covered all the different ones. So we're going to play with some of these now. So let's go ahead, and we are going to use if you have a book, you can use that, or some of these you could use as a brick, but some of them wouldn't be right, okay? So again, you could use this to help activate you in a pose. So what we're going to do in your chair pose, if you're doing it correctly, you're actually dynamically kind of bringing your thighs in, so activating your inner thighs. So using the book or the block, you can and do this with me, okay? You're going to actually use the block so that you feel more the sensation of the pose and you're activating your inner thighs. So what I want you to do is put that book there, and you're going to come into that chair pose. I want you to think about pressing in to your book or your block so that you're getting that sensation and activation of the inner thighs. Now let's try the balance. So we're squeezing through our thighs, we're reaching out, and we're going to come to that balance chair, and you're going to lift your heels up, pressing and lifting and holding again, ideally 4 to 8 breaths, feeling that activation in the pose. You also could be doing it when you're in your plank pose. So again, we're going to put it this time long ways, all right? And I'm going to come into my low plank, and I'm squeezing that block. I'm pulling up through my core, pressing the block, activating the inner thighs, and also engaging the core. Okay, nice job. All right, so you could also do it in bridge pose. So we're still focusing on the activation part. So again, you're going to have your book or your block long ways. We're going to get in our position for the bridge pose. And we're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, squeeze up in that bridge and press your thighs together. Deep breath. Again, activating the muscles we should be using to get the full benefit of the bridge pose. Pressing through our heels, squeezing through our glutes, squeezing those inner thighs, activating deep breaths. All right, while we're down here, we're going to talk about using the block for more relaxation and restorative. So we're actually going to say that this block has 3 levels. This is the high level. This is the second level. And then this is the lowest level. So we could be in our bridge pose, and we can actually have it on level 1, 2, or 3. And I'll just put it all the way down. And you're actually going to let your body relax into the bridge pose. So the block is supporting you. Palms are up, and we're just relaxing. And again, depending on what type of book you have, it could be up lower or higher. I could come up a little higher, like so, and try to relax into it. And then I could come up even on that next one and relax into that, okay? All right, so let's keep down here, and we're going to do what's called chest expansion. So again, I'm going to have my block up on that second level, but if you have a book, you may be in this level. And what you want to have is that block between your shoulder blades. You're going to come down, and you're just going to let your head hang back, open up the chest, and just feel that expansion and stretch through the chest that tends to be tight and collapsed all day long. Okay. Now, when we do legs up the wall, let me show you without the block. Your feet should be flexed, remember? And it should be that from your heel to your bottom is against a wall. So we're going to see if you can take your book or your block, you're going to put it on the top of your feet and see how steady you can hold that. Deep breath in through the nose, exhale out. Holding that block, making that legs up the wall a little bit more challenging. And release. All right. We are going to show how we can shorten the lever using the block to make things more accessible. So some of you in forward fold, you cannot touch all the way down without having to bend your legs, okay? So you can use the block. So if you have your book, and again, there's 3 levels. So now I've made the lever shorter. The block is supporting my practice. It's allowing me to get into forward fold with just soft knees without having to bend my legs. So then if I'm doing from there and I step back into a lunge, that I can be accessible to it. All right. You can also take it down to level 2, which is a little bit lower than level 1, or take it down to level 3. So go ahead and try that. So we've shortened that level. Deep breath, relax into that forward fold. And then slowly come up. Now we're going to actually do our tree pose, but you're going to stand on your block or your book, and you're going to try that tree pose. Deep breath. And let's do your other side. Rooting your foot in, challenging your balance a little bit more. And actually, if you wanted to, you could grip your feet. Like I talked about how a bird has perches on a branch. You could grip with your toes if you were on the edge of the block to grip into that tree pose. Nice job. Okay, now we're going to see in yoga, when we're in mountain pose, our chin should be parallel to the floor and everything's aligned. So as long as your book's not too heavy, we're going to take that block or book, put it on the top of your head, and see if you can come into your mountain pose. Chin is parallel. Deep breath in through your nose, exhale out. Couple more breaths here. And release. Nice job. Also, too, a little bit of a challenge if you want to try is in your easy pose, there's what we call supported hand easy pose. And some people, and even I can't really do it on the floor, where you're trying to put your hands here and your core lift you up. So you can use, this case, you would need 2 books or blocks. And you can come here at this level 1. You could come down to level 2, like so, or all the way down. So I'm going to do it at level 2, and you can try it if you have 2 books. It takes a lot of core strength. You're going to just cross those legs and see if you can lift up and hold. Deep breath. And you will really activate your core when you do that. So that's another thing. Let's see. So let me see what else I have for the block. Oh yeah, in the boat pose, you're going to again put it between your thighs, squeeze that book or block, and we're going to squeeze the legs together and come into that boat pose. Deep breath, activating those inner thighs. Holding for a couple breaths here if we can. Stay strong. And release. All right, so in our seated forward fold, some of you can't grab onto your feet, so you could put the block in between, bring it in closer, and so that again you have it more accessible and you have something to hold on to so that you can get deep into that forward fold. The reason I want you to always grab on is you're getting more of a sensation in the stretch. So if you can't touch your toes and grab on, you can put the block in between and take it where you can hold on to that block. And if you already can touch your toes, you can actually put the block and see if you can stretch further into the forward fold, like so. So if you're holding onto that block, getting deeper into that seated forward fold. All right. In Warrior 3, okay, if you want to activate your arms in Warrior 3, you're pressing the book or the block, and that's going to keep you more stable, because remember, if we're engaged and we're tight, it's going to be easier. So we're going to put that in our hands, pressing it with your palms neutral, and you're going to come up squeezing the block between your hands into that warrior three. Again, activating the muscles. And then you can go ahead and try your other side. While you're doing that, I'm going to see what else I have here. Block. Okay, dancer. All right, so there is another pose. May not be too comfortable with the book because these blocks are a little bit soft, but it's called the rabbit's pose. And you're going to put your third eye, so not the very top of your head, but right here. And you're going to take your head on that book or block, flex your feet, and then you're going to grab back the back of your heels. And this is called rabbit's pose. And you can actually rock through that third eye, kind of massaging your head. So just gently rocking forward and back. And then release. All right. So remember we did last time in the balance that we did that half moon pose. All right. So some of you, it may have been difficult for you to get your hand down and open up. So you're going to take your book. And again, I can be in level 1 where I have the block. And so I don't have to, I've shortened the lever. And it allows me to get into that half moon pose. Then I can take it down to level 2 as I improve to get a little bit deeper. And then all the way down and open up. Again, the block is shortening that lever, making it more accessible into that pose. Same thing we talked about that you could do that half moon using the wall also. All right, so we're going to say bye-bye to the block, and you're going to get your towel, your strap, your rope, whatever you have. So we're going to do a little bit of warm-up of the upper body. So you're going to grab that, and you're going to rotate back and come forward. Inhale, exhale. Bringing it back and coming forward. Couple more times. All right, so remember we did our shoulder reach. So when I told you if you couldn't touch, and even if you can touch, it's a good pose and stretch to do. We call it the cow's face with the arms. You're going to take that towel or rope in one hand, and you're going to bring that arm back, and then you're going to grab that towel or rope or strap with the other hand. You're going to actively pull down on that rope so that you get that really good stretch through the upper arm. And you're going to hold that for 4 to 8 breaths. And then you're going to actually pull up with the other arm so that you're getting more stretch of the lower, the arm that's at the back. And then you can do that again, repeat it. So each time you're getting a little bit closer, you can try to choke up on that strap or rope if you couldn't touch and hold that. And then go ahead and do the other side too. So you would have the other arm up. We want to balance it out. Again, we're going to pull down. Deep breath in and out. Feel that sensation, but no pain in any joint. And then you're going to pull that rope up. Deep breaths. All right, so we're going to come down to seated forward folds. You're going to come down to the ground. You're going to take that strap and you're going to put it on the middle part of your foot. All right, so now again, I can slowly walk my hands down and make the seated forward fold a little bit more active by pulling myself forward, hinging from my waist. Feeling that deeper stretch in the hamstring and the low back. Even if I can touch my toes, I still can use this to try to get deeper into that forward fold there. All right. All right. Now we're going to have it on one foot. All right. So we're going to lay down on our backs and we're going to do that nose to knee. So I want you to pull towards you. Again, actively getting deeper into, we call this nose to knee. So I can bring up and pull forward, bringing my nose to my knee. Okay, we're going to actually take the towel or the belt or strap, and then we're going to hold it with one hand. Put your other arm out to the side with your palm down, and we're going to do that supine leg out to the side. So you're going to bring that leg out to the side. Deep breaths. Feel that sensation. Slowly come all the way back up again. Now you're going to take this hand and grab and have this arm out to the side and cross over to supine spinal twist, twisting over. Feel that sensation. And we're going to take that over to the other side, switching feet, making sure that strap, rope, or belt or scarf is in the middle of your foot, and you're going to pull forward, nose towards knee, deep breath. Take it in one hand. This arm comes out to the side, and take it down. Deep breath. Feel that nice pose. Switch hands and take it across your body into that supine spinal twist and try to look the opposite direction. And release. All right, so a lot of you had trouble, and you could loop this if you wanted to, okay? But we're going to show you with the dancer's pose. Some of you, it's hard to grab onto your foot, so you can actually, if you have a belt, you can make a little loop. If you don't, you can just do it like this. Put your foot in like so. But I'm going to try to loop mine to show you how we would do it. But again, don't worry if you don't have the loop. So I have a little loop here. I'm going to put my foot in the loop. And now I can take that leg up and I can come into that dancer pose. Deep breath. And you can choke up on it to shorten the lever. And then go ahead and try that on the other side. Again, if you don't have the loop, you're just going to do this right here. I'll show you. Just like this. Bring it around, through. Like so. Into that dancer. Okay, so that's an option. All right, big toe hold. Okay, I'm going to put my foot in the loop. I'm going to bring it up. And now I don't have to grab the big toe. I can shorten the lever and I can get into that position. And then try your other side. I hope you guys are playing with me here. Having some fun with the props. All right. So now, if you can, I know some of you it might be hard. If you have this one, you really need a belt for. But you know how we use the block between our thighs to activate your inner thighs? Now we're going to take that strap above, and mine's tightened. And now I'm going to come into my chair pose. But this time I'm going to press through my outer thighs to activate my outer thighs in that chair pose. So I'm pressing out as I'm holding that chair pose. Deep breath in through the nose, exhale out. And I can even try that balanced chair. Pressing out, deep breaths. All right, now we're gonna keep it there above the knees, and we're gonna go into that bridge pose. Again, pressing the legs out, activating the outer thighs and the glute into that bridge pose. So take a deep breath in, press up, press out through the legs, deep breath, holding that strong bridge, feeling that sensation. And then slowly releasing down. All right, here's one that you may not be able to try, but I want to show you. So in boat pose, a lot of you are here because you need support and to be able to get all the way in the boat, you can actually use this. So it's around my legs right now. I'm going to loosen up a little bit on it, and I'm going to bring my body through like so, okay? And then this is called bound boat. So I'm in there, and now I can get deeper into that boat pose with support from the strap. It's a little bit too tight for me. Loosen it up a little bit. I'm trying. Okay, let's try this now. Getting high up into that boat pose. All right. Okay, now I'm going to try to get myself out of here. Okay, so let's see what else we can do with the strap. Okay, I literally cannot get out. Sorry, guys. The strap is like tight. Oh my gosh. Okay, now, again, if you have your loop, we're going to remember how to use the block for Warrior 3. Now you're going to take that loop on your foot. Okay. And now I'm going to take that strap and I'm going to come in to that Warrior 3, activating that leg. Let me try the other side. Pressing out, pressing through the heel. That's another option. Let's see what else I have here. We did the bridge pose, Warrior 3, dancer. You could do the bow pose. So that's when, so for my student that's pregnant, you could actually do the bow pose on your side. So you would be on your side and you could do half bow like this on your side instead of doing it on your stomach. So definitely don't want to do that on your stomach at this point. All right, so for this, you're going to come over. And again, I can get into that bow pose, lifting up with the strap. Again, you could do it on my side if you don't want to be on your stomach. All right, what else do I got here? Standing strap. I think that's it for that. So let's talk about the, I forgot to, with the block, if you can't get into that right here, into your full camel, you could actually use that block between and be able to use there. If you cannot get into heroes like so, because it's too much torque on your knees, you can actually use the block. So now it's not as much torque on the knees. So I'm relaxing into hero without putting as much pressure on my knees. So that is an option too that I forgot to go over. All right, so let's talk about the chair. So with the chair, you can use it for a lot of different, we have what's called chair yoga. So if you want to have more support in your warrior two, you could be here using that chair for support. You could use the chair to aid in balance. If I want to practice my big toe hold, now I'm using the chair for balance, the back end. And you can go ahead and try it on the other side. You also can use it for your wheel or bridge pose. So you're coming here and you're reaching over into that wheel and you have the support of the chair. If you are having problems with your down dog, you can actually use the chair. Without having to put your hands on the ground, you can do that half down dog in this position. You can use the wall, like we talked about, for balance for any poses. It could be the tree pose. It could be that half moon pose with your back, leg, everything supported by the wall. You could walk your feet up the wall to practice that handstand, even if you just get into an L position. In this position here, you could walk your hands coming closer to the wall into that full handstand with support, and you can walk back. You can try to use the wall for your wheel, just coming back here, and you could try to walk your hands down. You could even try to go all the way down into that wheel. So using the wall as a prop and support. Let's see. All right, I think that's all I have for you. So props, they support your practice. They make your practice more enjoyable a lot of times. For example, the pillow. Everybody take a seat on your pillow into your easy seated position. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths here. Relaxing your hands. Deep breath. Close the eyes. Deep breath in through your nose for a count of 4. And then exhale out for 6. Deep breath in through the nose for 4. And exhale out. Taking it to your nice easy circle. Inhale as you start the circle. Exhale as you finish the circle. And changing directions. Coming back to center. Bringing those hands to heart center, pressing the palms together. Tomorrow, you may need your blanket or your pillow. We're going to focus on breathing exercises. So breathing is in Sanskrit. We say the pranayama practice. Prana means life energy. Force, your breath is your life energy. So tomorrow's practice, you need to be comfortable seated, or you could be lying down, using a blanket, a pillow as your prop so that you can relax. And some of the breathing exercises, we will be seated. Some of them, we will be lying down. Namaste. Have a fit and happy day. And thank you for joining me. Peace out.